Dear world.
Dear world.
Dear world.
Dear world.
Don't you find it kind of funny how pretty much you put all women of color in the two very general stereotypes? For example, the really exotic goddess that just like, look at me, I'm not white and I'm so beautiful and I'll do anything you want because I'm not white. Or like the crazy angry woman of color who's always trying to kill you or is loud and sassy and always nagging you. And it's just like, why is she here? She's freaking insane.
Isn't it odd that there's millions of girls in America and women, but we're all subjected to two stereotypes? In East Asia, there's the submissive China doll, and this stereotype is when girls are very shy, submissive, they don't talk much, they're very docile, and they're very attractive to men. And they almost seem very mysterious, so they lure these men in. And this is shown in East Asia everywhere, not even in just China. Like in animes, these women have really high-pitched voices. Like they sound like little girls, and they have really big busts and really big butts, but they sound like children, they act like children, and there's that terminology, kawaii. And it's not a bad term, but it just shows how East Asian women should be very cute and very attractive. And then even in Korea, there's a lot of K-pop groups where the girls are very sexualized, very sexy, very cute, but like the guys, they're more talent driven, while the girls are just there for the attractive parts, and they wear very short shorts, and they show off their sexiness more than just their talent.
Goddess, the Jezebel for black people. This girl is supposed to have a large sexual appetite and is always trying to seduce people, but really that's not the case. And shockingly, even though this stereotype has been around since the 1800s, why are we still using it today? For example, people in music videos, why is there always some random black girl just twerking in the background in a bikini? Or how it's always supposed to be these girls surrounding you, and it's usually black women, and they're all looking seductive. Like literally the only reason why they're there is just to bone the rapper who no one really knows about.
So in Japan, schoolgirls is a thing where these adult ladies, like 20 years old or something, they wear these schoolgirl outfits that are obviously not actual schoolgirl outfits because they're very short. You can like almost see up their butt. Like it's really bad. And they unbutton like the buttons here so you can see some kind of like skin here. And it's supposed to be used as this sexy look. And even in Japan, like in Tokyo, there's a lot of cafes called maid cafes, and they act very cute. They have these very extravagant outfits, and these like 40-year-old men go there like often, and it's quite creepy. And there's also schoolgirl cafes where it's basically the same concept, but it's girls in schoolgirl outfits.
Now we know our Latinas like Sofia Vergara and Salma Hayek. They're very tantalizing women. They're always seen as these very exotic, like mentioned before, goddesses in a way. So the Latina women, we seem to portray them as a prize to be won. They're accessories, but much like blonde women or any women in general who are pretty are seen to be empty-minded. They seem to be scatterbrained and in some cases even manipulative, but with no real drive other than monetary goals. And there was a woman that I was looking up on Instagram actually, and she's obviously very beautiful. She's got the top and the bottom down. She's got the body, okay? She's got the face, she got the makeup, everything. And she's an Instagram model, but she's also a surgeon on the day-to-day basis. And people tend to ignore that fact and sometimes completely brush it aside. And why is it shocking that she's also a surgeon? Why can't she be both?
Even with Native American women, even though they're not really shown in media, it's kind of funny how every time they are shown, it's usually some beautiful Indian princess who just falls in love with the white man and just leaves her tribe to go to Europe or America, like Pocahontas, or even in the one movie about a woman who was Native American who showed courage and strength, Sacagawea. In her movie, she was shown falling in love with Clark and then wanting to run off with him, but made the great sacrifice of not running off with him and staying with her tribe. Why? That was not how it happened. So I find it very funny how even then Native American women are portrayed as these very curious and beautiful princesses who are just always in love with European culture and just want to go to Europe and stuff like that, when that was usually not the case. They did not want to be near y'all, but that's just how it worked. They were just these little dolls that were just so exotic and just so curious about European culture and being civilized. And even in modern times when they're not shown, that's usually the only images we have of them. Just kind of disappointing. It's 2016, y'all. And then we have the angry black woman. This is the girl who's always loud and sassy and always has an attitude, no matter what. Usually this contributes to a black woman having strong opinions to just her being angry all the time. And there's a lot of examples today about the angry black woman. For example, Angela in Why Did I Get Married? When is there not a minute where she's yelling at her husband Marcus for cheating, or yelling at somebody, or throwing a glass through like a window or something like that? When is there not a moment? Tell me. Then there's the Real Housewives of Atlanta. They're always fighting. Bad Girls Club, always fighting. Black girls are always shown to be that crazy friend, that crazy sassy friend who always has something to say, who's always trying to challenge somebody, always clapping, always rolling her eyes and stuff like that. What is up with that? Yes, I do use my hands, but that's only because I'm angry. And it's not because I'm an angry black woman. It's just because I'm naturally angry, because I have a reason to be angry.
So another stereotype is the dragon lady. And this stereotype is where the woman is very loud, very controlling. They kind of lure the men in with the submissive China doll, and then once they catch their prey, they're very controlling. They're very angry. They're very loud. They take all the men's money. That's their strive. They're not romantically intrigued by the men. They just want all their money, all their stuff, and that's shown in a lot of movies and TV shows.
Indian women are typically portrayed to be the submissive housewife who's just there to do the cooking and cleaning of the house, and we need to get away from this because some Indian women actually go through this where they're just subject to being submissive to their husbands, and it's unhealthy to portray this also in the media because it just further propagates the stereotype.
And let's not forget the fiery Latina. This girl is supposed to be loud and sassy, just like the angry black woman, but she speaks Spanish. And she's supposed to be hot-tempered and passionate and crazy. Kind of like Gloria from Modern Family or Santana from Glee. They're always supposed to be trying to get in fights with everybody, yelling constantly for no reason, and pretty much taking everything to a whole nother level. These stereotypes that you put us under can affect our lives amazingly. For the exotic goddess, it kind of just undermines us ever being strong people who actually have opinions and thoughts. You just only think of us as these gorgeous girls or these socially demure ladies that you could just stare at on poster boards, and when we actually have opinions, you completely take that down and say, she's just a pretty exotic face. And then with the angry stereotype, whenever we do try to have an opinion, you just subjectify that, oh, she's just really naggy, or oh, she's just so angry, or she's just naturally crazy. She has that Latina blood in her, when that's not the case.
Yours truly, Malika.
Yours truly, Julie.
Yours truly, Del Rey.
Yours truly, Arij.